What is up, folks? Me and Prime are back for Comic Book Corner. This should be a pretty interesting one. Again, we're in the COVID situation and stuff, but how are you, sir? How's everything?
Guten Tag, mein dude. Everything is what it is. You know, I'm still maintaining to maintain, as they say.
Yeah, I figured, we could start off with the happy news here. Actually, you know what? Hold up. I'll say that. So, perfect time for us doing this. HBO Max just dropped. And I dived into it. I got the $3 off for the year, so only paying $11.99 a month. So I'm like, all right.
Golf clap. Clap. Very good, sir.
So I tested it out, and in the midst of me testing it out, I decided to revisit a DC movie, Steel. Because most people say, you must hate yourself. No, it's just more like, let me watch this movie again to see if my opinion changed. Because, even as a kid, I thought the movie was bad. Now let me watch it again as an adult and just watch it. And I'm like, wow. Like, we've come a long way since 1997. I'll say that much. We have come a long way.
So can I just say, you know me, CJ.
Yeah.
Steel is one of my favorite characters. I'm not just saying this shit to be front street.
I think that's every black comic book reader's favorite character. He was one of like the bigger characters. Like fuck Spawn, it was Steel.
I fucking read his solo series. I fucking loved it when he took over Superman, Man of Steel, during the whole Death and Return of Superman.
Infinity Inc.
Shit fucking when he was on JLA on Grant Morrison's doing Grant Morrison's run. Mm-hmm. His fucking arc in 52. So like, I love fucking John Henry Irons. So when that movie was first announced, do you know how fucking happy I was? Well, at first I was kind of confused back in the day because I was like, you're going to do Steel without Superman. I'm like, okay, fuck it, let it fly. Let's go.
Let's go.
Then I heard Shaq was involved, and after that announcement, it was just all bad news from there.
So even as a kid, you kind of were like me, where you cracked open that Wizard magazine and saw Shaq was going to be in.
I remember that. I remember that. Dude, I was at Tennessee Card Company. I remember that shit. I was getting my special buy four. What was it buy four for $1.50 or $2 or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Scooped up that Wizard magazine, had that fucking spread. I was like,
folks, I want you to understand something. When that magazine dropped, this is the low hanging fruit. Shaq at the time, he had just gotten a tattoo of the Superman emblem on his shoulder, and he made a big deal about that.
He was like, he's pumped, he's a Superman fanboy. No, much respect. I ain't got nothing to say bad about it. It was cool.
But the Wizard magazine emphasized that so much, and I was like, and as a kid, I ate it up to a degree. I was like, all right, you did Kazam, but all right, you're still fine. Let's see what happens. And then you saw the first trailer and saw that suit, and you're like,
oh no, baby, what did you done? Not what you doing, because y'all done did it. What did you done?
Because watching the movie, the basic idea, it could work for a Steel movie.
And that's the part that to this day, that is the part that gets me. Like, if you strip away, like, the Shaqness, and, like, if you reappropriate some of that 90s-ness of it, like, you got a pretty serviceable superhero.
Because Judd Nelson worked as a bad guy that served weapons on the street, and if you watch Superman the Animated Series, that was kind of part of what made John Henry Irons, like, quit Lex Luthor because of him using his weapons, to harm people to a degree. Like, he was weaponizing it for the military and stuff. So in the movie, it made sense for them to go that line, right? It's just like Shaq, the suit. Like, if the suit was even comic accurate, I can excuse everything about that movie.
You're a more tolerable man than I am.
I am tolerable. That was my line. My line was like, the suit. Just give me the suit. And they couldn't even do that.
I mean, at least... Jeez, man. Like, I understand the logic. Because at the time, and comic books had that funk. Like, that shit looks goofy, but like
it looks goofy no matter how you.
But that shit looks way goofier. Totally way goofier. Dude. Yo, what was up? What was up with that fucking? Talking about his tattoo. What was up with that armored up sequence straight out of the fucking Schumacher Batman movie? Where they focused on the Superman tattoo. Like, what's the context there? Like, only we is like I hate shit like that. Like, I was talking about, like, we were talking about that in, like, Infinity Endgame. Mm-hmm. Like, I hate shit like that in movies, where you're counting on me as the comic book nerd to turn to my friend and go, look, they did the thing. Like, I fucking hate that shit.
I mean, look. I'm one of the many people that the year before, my aunt took me to go see The Phantom, and I love that fucking movie. That's a movie that said, fuck you, we're gonna go purple suit, you're gonna fucking like it, and
fucking
deal with that.
Oh, you are not alone, man. I was like, I went to see that movie by myself in an empty ass theater with my fucking Phantom ring that I got from Subway. You remember that promotion?
Oh, bro.
I got that shit, son. It's on my comic book shelf right now, motherfucker. I still got that shit.
Bro, I love that movie. I make it my right to watch that movie every year because, I don't know why people shitted on that movie. I'm like, that, and like, I had no idea about the character. Here's the thing that I knew nothing about the character, and I went into that movie and I loved every minute of it. And then like reading up on the movie and the origins of the character, I'm like, that movie nailed everything about the character. What was the problem?
I guess if it's not the big two, I guess normies are like me, man. I don't know.
The purple suit was fine.
I'm not the biggest Phantom fan. Like, I like Phantom. I watched Phantom 2040 before the movie came out. Like, that was my jam right there.
I did too.
Batman Beyond before Batman Beyond. Let's be real. Let's be for real. My dad, he had some comics, like some comic strips that he got from overseas, but because they were like in another language, I couldn't fucking understand them. So, but I looked at him and I always thought like his costume was dope, and I always thought like the origin and the backstory was fucking dope. But like, I don't understand. Like, sure, is it a perfect movie? No. Well, like I always say, like, no movie is perfect.
Oh, it's hokey, but god damn it, they lean into it, and I love it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what made it so enjoyable. Like, they're like, it wasn't like leaning into it in like a isn't this kind of stupid kind of way. Like, they leaned into it, but they leaned into it with like reverence. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they went MCU-ish to a degree. It was like, nah, we're going to keep the purple suit.
See that.
We're going to keep the purple suit. We're not going to change nothing about it, and you're going to deal with it. And I think that's what kind of got me as a kid. It was like, oh, they didn't change up the suit. Like, he actually wears the skin-tight purple suit. All right, cool.
It's perfect. I mean, look, if you were at that time, if you were going to translate the comic book strip suit to a movie, that's what it would fucking look like.
It was a simple suit, to be honest, too. And I mean, and look, I gotta admit, I think Billy Zane loved doing that movie. You could tell.
Oh, he was having a blast. Him and whole homegirl. What's her name?
Swanson, Chrissy Swanson.
Oh yeah, they were having an absolute fucking blast.
Even Trent Williams, the bad guy, and then the other dude, they all look like they were. That was, man. Look, that movie. Look, shout outs to director Simon Windsor. Like he really. I think people really need to give him credit for that movie more than what it got.
He's got two fans here. Like it's not a bad movie. Like, I don't understand what
I got it on Blu-ray. I'm copping that on Blu-ray. I gotta remember.
I mean,
I got to.
I know it's on my list.
Yeah,
like I got Spawn on Blu-ray. Like, how the fuck do I not have the Phantom on Blu-ray?
That's kind of funny, ain't it? It's like,
I wonder what's the difference there. I wonder.
But anyways, it's just after watching Steel, I was just like, wow, this is a movie they got made, and it's just funny because you click on the DC part of the HBO Max, it's like boom right in front of you, and it's like,
I know, right? That and Catwoman and Jonah Hex. I was like,
okay, Jonah Hex is another one where, like, it could have been good, but for some reason they felt the need to just, instead of just keeping it like just an old Western, they was like, nah, we gotta really comic booky it up. And I was like, you didn't have to.
Comic book it up.
You didn't have to.
Like, Jonah Hex did the exact opposite of what the Phantom did. Like, you know how I said the Phantom leaned into it with like reverence? Like, Jonah Hex seemed like they were afraid, like, oh, we're a comic book movie, so let's have like the most generic ass font for the logo.
Josh Brolin was like really the only. Josh Brolin was like really the only one that loved it.
That's what makes me so mad. Whenever I think about that movie, like Josh Brolin is literally like the perfect Jonah Hex. If you did like a straight up like Jonah Hex from the comic books, like just do all-star Western, like that's all you need to do. Like just put Jonah Hex. Fuck, man.
That's why I like Jonah Hex and Legends of Tomorrow. I was like, that was dope. I like it. I need more of it. Hell, give me a mini series of Jonah Hex and I'll be fine.
I'm upset. I'm still upset he didn't join the Legends. First of all, CW, you're fucking up because you had John Constantine on a time traveling ship, and he has yet to meet Jonah Hex. You done fucked up. You got the perfect fucking opportunity right there.
But opposite, we did get Jonah Hex for a couple of episodes of Legends, so it's like, yeah. But hey, you know, Stargirl.
R.I.P. to his fucking cameo. R.I.P. to his fucking cameo in Crisis. Like, I was so hyped for that shit, and I'm like, that was it? That's fuck, man.
But yeah,
way to blue ball me.
But yeah, DC. I saw Steel and I was watching. I was like, yeah, it's still as bad, and it's yeah. I'm not watching that movie again.
Do you think I mean, that's what I think. I'm pretty positive. I feel like that movie poisoned the well for that character. Like a Steel solo movie, or like a Steel, like, is that the reason why Homeboy? Do you think that's the reason why Homeboy from Supergirl is not John Henry Irons, because of this damn movie? Because he looks like a fucking young John Henry Irons.
You
like,
know what? If they
fuck
did
that Jimmy Ocean shit.
If they didn't pivot him towards being the Guardian, he probably could have been a John Henry Irons.
Like, and then they made that Guardian suit. Like, Guardian suit is gold and blue. Why is his shit steel color? Like
black and like gold. I remember when they went white, when they showed it as white, and somebody was like, "No, that's not what it is." And I was like, "Okay, thank God." Because if it was all white, I would have been like, "Okay, that's stupid." But then when you look at the suit, it's like, it looks very generic. Like,
looks very steelish.
I mean, the Earth X one was better, even though it was basically knockoff Captain America, U.S. agent ish.
That's kind of what Guardian is.
I mean, I'm looking at Guardian from Young Justice, but you're right. I mean, yeah.
Look, I read those books. Remember when he was that right around the early 90s when Superman went missing and was parading around Metropolis as the crime buster?
Mm-hmm. I remember, I never read it, but I remember distinct issues on the front cover, and I was like, who's this guy?
Back when he stepped up. Fun fact, that's Arsenal's, is it his uncle?
I think his uncle. I believe it's uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of comics in DC and Marvel that as a kid, for some reason, maybe it was just God coming down saying, don't pick that up, Chris. But it was like Superman Red and Blue. For some reason, as a kid, never touched it.
I'm going to be honest and say I think you missed out. Like,
did I miss out?
I know some people didn't like it, but like, for the time, like, it had some interesting ideas. Like, I'm a mark, so I really love some of the things they did in it, like the Millennium Giants arc, where these like Aztec gods awaken from slumber, and it's like all the DC universe has to control them. Then they did some interesting things, and I also like the concept because it's like a kickback to that old imaginary story when Superman split into two entities, blue and red.
I think it made it more confusing when they did crossovers with Marvel, and here we have two Superman, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of confusing, guys. And I think that wasn't at the time that I think that was around the time. Wasn't Plastic Man part of the JLA too?
Yeah. So here's what I heard. I don't know if this is true or not, so knock on wood. If I'm spreading misinformation, I apologize. But a little birdie told me one of the reasons why they decided to do that, not only as a homage to that imaginary story where Superman ends up with both Lois Lane and Lana, they did that so that Grant Morrison could have a self-contained Superman in his book, and they could still have a Superman show up in other places.
Oh, that makes sense. And
you would notice that's one of the reasons why they both of them had like different personalities. Like, Superman Blue was the more like stoic, traditional Superman, and Red was kind of like the hothead, more impulsive version.
It feels like the Jackie Chan Adventures yin and yang fucking talisman where it just splits and it's like one is just badass and kind of semi-asshole, and the other one is just very meek and nice and, like you said, stoic kind of thing. That makes sense.
I don't know if that's true or not, but knowing Grant Morrison shenanigans, that kind of rings true. Like, I wouldn't believe that's unfalse if information came to light, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but since we're on Superman, there's a rumor, it's not really confirmed, but that Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman. And at first I was like, all right, cool. But then you start realizing that there was nothing in it that regarded them doing an actual Superman sequel, because when you break down what DC is doing right now, they just announced Harley Quinn is having another movie that just got announced. Breaking news.
Because of
what?
I said because of course.
Yeah, of course. You got Shazam 2. All right. Black Adam. You got the Batman movie and such. The Flash movie, which is still, I'm like, they're still making that, but okay, so, god damn it, who's doing that? Klein. Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, somebody tried to call. But you had those 5 movies and stuff, and there's nothing in there that says, hey, we're doing a Man of Steel 2, so I'm kind of looking at this Henry Cavill news like, okay, so is this him doing cameos in other movies? Because if that's the case, oh, and Suicide Squad, I forgot that one. Yeah, so that's 6. So I'm like, is he getting a sequel? Is that happening? And WB hasn't said anything. Yeah, I mean,
can George Miller come direct it? Pretty please, can I, please? Please.
I mean, Prime. How many years have we been asking for a Man of Steel sequel? I seem to realize since the first movie that we were like, yo, can we get a sequel? Can we get like, Man of Steel 2, please?
I'm like, more. Can I get more of this, please? Pretty please? No.
I mean, I've been asking for that. I mean, BVS is not a sequel, guys. Don't tell me that. Please stop telling me that. Don't lie. Answer.
Stop that bullshit. That's a team up movie. That shit doesn't count. Oh my god. So like, if you follow me on Twitter, you know like I fucking love Henry Cavill. Like hashtag.
We all love him, bro. You ain't the only one. We all have a man crush on him. Trust me. We saw Witcher. We had a man crush on him. Trust me. We can admit that. I
toss more than a coin.
Incoming somebody. Prime, are you bi? Well, I mean, me and Prime are very bi when it comes to Henry Cavill. I'll just say that much.
I'm just saying. If I had to have one, I think I chose wisely.
I think your wife would be very understandable if you cheated on her with Henry Cavill. She'd be like,
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But anyways.
So, I think he's perfect casting. I just think he hasn't had some of the best material to work with. Although, like, to this day, I still stand on the Man of Steel is okay heel like Doom guy.
It works. I mean,
for what they were trying to accomplish, for what they wanted to do,
I just wish he had a sequel to kind of like address that movie. I think that's been the hiccup with Superman is that he never got a sequel to address it.
That's the missing piece. I think we needed a Man of Steel 2 to see the world fully react to Superman. Then so we can have better context to understanding their reaction to him and Batman v Superman.
And then maybe, we can do Death and Return to Superman after that sequel. Because that's really if you had to really point a gun to me and tell me what's my biggest hang up with the stuff leading to Justice League is that I feel that if Man of Steel got a sequel, much like Iron Man got a sequel, Iron Man 2, and really show Superman in this world, then I probably would let a lot of shit in BVS go despite my misgivings of it. And I'll be like, all right, he dies, fine. At least we got 2 movies of him and it established him at least. But we didn't get that. It was just like, oh, Zod's neck snap. And then 6 months later, oh shit, he's fighting Batman. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What happened?
Yeah, like I think I agree. Like people are like, oh, they should have built up with individual movies for everybody. Like, no. I just think like, before you jump to BVS, there should have been there should have been a movie just between Man of Steel and BVS.
Just give me Man of Steel 2, Superman grappling with neck snapping Zod and grappling with the world, really kind of embracing Superman. And then it's like, all right, I'll excuse your shit in BVS. Fine, And even to the extent, it was funny because Movie Bob made a valid point that BVS could have easily been a Man of Steel sequel. Yeah, I know, right?
Wow, really?
Like he did when he did that 3-parter on BVS, he said they should have made Ben Affleck Lex Luthor and still keep him as like this dude, like make him like a All-Star Superman where he's like working out, trying to be in shape and shit, that kind of thing. And have Ben Affleck be that version of Lex Luthor. And I was like, that could work. Like,
or I'll posit that you keep him as Batman, but maybe you don't have Lex Luthor, or you reduce his role and just have Batman take up the majority of that position as an antagonist.
That makes sense too. Even though I'm kind of like, I need more of a reason for him to be fighting Superman, other than I don't trust him after he fought Zod in the buildings. It's like,
well, I can kind of see where he was coming from. Like, I think the Ultimate Cut does a better version of explaining both of their positions.
I haven't seen it in a while, so you're probably right on that one. So
I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember walking away from the Ultimate Cut with like a better understanding of motivations than I did the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
And that's just not me like making up shit or me supposing or me like, bringing outside factors into it. I think the Ultimate Cut handled that narrative a little better than the theatrical cut, but still had holes and gaps.
Oh yeah.
Because it is, after all, it is still Zach. Zach. I love you for your shots. I love your action sequences, but man, can he just stage scenes? Can he just be a cinematographer? Like, goddamn.
Oh, it's the Michael Bay effect where it's like, oh, you need writers, sir. You need
heavy support. You need backbones on backbones, bro.
So this Cavill news, I'm just kind of like, all right, I'll see how it plays, but my expectations is very low, which kind of brings me into this Snyder Cut news, and I'm kind of like you a little bit, Prime, where I'm like, I want to see the chaos of this happening, but at the same time, I'm like, hey guys, you do realize that now, because it came out now where the one of the execs said, somebody was like, oh, it's going to cost $20 million. He's like, I wish. Apparently it's going to cost more than $20 million.
I'm like, yeah, because you're talking about bringing back the actors. That means getting those suits out of storage and shit. You got to finish CGI.
Well,
CGI ain't cheap, my guy.
Apparently it's supposed to be ADR work and stuff, but the guy said it was going to cost like upwards of $50 million to do even with
time
that.
is money.
And I'm like,
time is money.
And look, I don't want to shit on it because Ray Fisher was very heartfelt in seeing it come back, and I'm like, hey, you know what? More power to you, man. I get it. Like, people get to finally see the full extent of Cyborg in the movie. I 100% get it. 100% get it. It's just like, what is the end result of Snyder pushing out these images of the dark side's coming? And I'm like, but we still get, Steppenwolf as the main bad guy. This doesn't really address that issue.
Unless they're going to use this as a unless they're going to use the Snyder Cut as their flashpoint. Like, okay, so let me go back. Let me backtrack here. So, like I said on Twitter, like, personally, like, I don't have a dog in that fight. Like, I was never like heavy on release the Snyder Cut, but like, I wasn't begrudging those people their movement, because I mean, director's cuts, they come out all the time. Like, hell, we got the Donner cut, we got fucking how many versions of fucking Blade Runners floating around? Like
3 versions. There's an extended cut of G.I. Joe Retaliation, which
I'm saying exactly. I'm like, you know what? I'm all for you. I'm like, I wish you guys get it. Like, I had hoped that I hoped it would come out, but I'm like, I wasn't holding my breath. I was like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I said on the podcast, like, I didn't hate that Justice League movie. Like, all things considering,
it's okay.
It is a Frankenstein fucking monster, and like for everything that was going against it, like, that movie could have been a whole lot worse. Is my feeling. Like, the fact that it's even just okay, I think that's a fucking miracle. So I was
trust me, I maintain that. That's what I say. It tops out at a 6 out of 10. That's the most I can give it, because
I'll be generous to give it maybe a 7, depending on my mood.
That's fair. That's fair. That is 100%
that's on my mood.
fair.
That's on my mood. That's like how much leeway I'm going to give it. Like I said, like, depending, because I know all the circumstances and like everything going into that movie going against it. Like, it could have been, and it probably should have been a whole lot more terrible, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's like, it's fun, it's fine, Henry Cavill's invisible mustache notwithstanding, I
mean, look, I'm like I say, like I always say, like, that CGI shit is non-negligible to me, because like, that shit all looks like cartoons. Like, if I didn't say shit about Floating Head, Black Widow, and Age of Ultron, I'm not gonna say shit about Henry Cavill.
I mean, look, I think people mistake people's grievance with Justice League CGI, because look, we as fans will let a lot of shit go if we're interested in the movie. It's just, especially when you get the guys that does the YouTube videos about CGI and how they could tweak it, and you saw how they was like, oh yeah, here's how we could address Henry Cavill's mustache thing, and I'm like, oh man, are you telling me WB could have easily did this? Fuck.
They were fucking rushing that shit at the door, so them fucking executives, who ironically are no longer in those positions of power, could get some extra fucking bonuses. How about that?
Yeah, because I think that was the biggest thing watching that movie. It's like, that little thing with Henry Cavill, I would have let the whole thing go if that was better. Because it's like, all right, it's Frankenstein, but fuck it, I'll watch the movie. Let's see how this goes. But that, it was just obvious, especially when you could tell, all right, this is Snyder's cut, and this is the Redux cut. This is not, it flip-flopped back and forth like a bad Black Dynamite with the
but like they but that's it. All that said. Like, I'm happy that it's coming out. I'm glad people are finally getting to see the movie that they want to see, and I'm glad that he's finally able to pick up and finish his vision, however way it lands, however way it ends up. He gets to tell the story that he wants to tell. And as like I said on Twitter again, like, I'm an agent of chaos, so I like seeing all the shit that's brewing because of the announcement. But what's burning my fucking biscuits is like the blatant hypocrisy, or the blatant like people are actually like legitimately like losing their mind about this shit. Like, y'all calm the fuck down. Like, it's just the fucking director's cut of a movie coming out. Like, how how dare
Oh, we get it all the
this
time.
corporation? Like, yeah, how dare this corporation give people who want to give them money what they're asking for while they're trying to hype up their new streaming service?
I don't know if they're gonna
How
make
dare
back
they
their.
make
I
money?
don't know if they're gonna make back their 50 million. That's my only hiccup. I'm like,
I
you gonna make
doubt
that 50 million back? Like 20 million. All right, I can see you
Unless-
making that back, but 50.
Unless you about to do this shit, and it's about to be your fucking flashpoint moment. Unless you're gonna like do like massive retcons. Unless you about to,
Oh, Prime, you think they're gonna do Flashpoint? Come on.
unless you about to use this shit as your springboard. Unless you about to insert that scene from Crisis with Ezra Miller meeting Grant Gustin. Unless you about to do that shit. I don't know, dog.
Pause for a second. Number one, we saying Flashpoint after we already just came off a fucking apocalypse war where poor Flash had to fucking go back and do Flashpoint again.
Shout out to my man Constantine going. So, Flash, you know this all fucked up, right?
I mean, you don't have to do Flashpoint if you don't want to. I'm just saying.
But I mean,
you see your boy Dick Grayson over there crying and crazed out of his mind. I'm just saying.
I mean, we only got a couple of hours left, Flash, man. You the only one here, dog. I'm just saying. Look,
I'm so mad. Constantine guilt tripped his ass, and he's like, "All right, fuck it. I guess I gotta fuck it up the timeline again."
I just say, shouts out, because Constantine was so on brand that whole fucking movie.
I loved it. Like, look, I felt mad about the movie overall, but I was like, you know what? Constantine was constant in the movie, and I loved it.
Constantining it up.
No pun intended. I loved every bit of that movie because you know what? Even if you don't like all the gratuitous deaths and stuff, you gotta admit, Constantine being the like, oh God, this is all, him literally being us as the audience, like, this is all fucked up, man. Like, Jesus Christ, like, what is going on here?
Yeah, him, Etrigan, and King Shark were a mood that entire film.
I am Etrigan. This is awesome. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I'm over it.
King Shark is a shark. Yo, spoilers. Hold on, spoilers.
Oh, we're spoiling. I don't give a fuck.
I got spoiled this shit. My favorite fucking part of the movie. Or at the very end when like the Suicide Squad is about to set off that fucking bomb.
Yeah.
And Captain Boomerang is like, well, this is it. And King Shark turns to him and goes, it was an honor serving with you. And he was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You can talk the whole time, you son of a bitch.
Shit was great.
Dude, you know what? Captain Boomerang is the only one that can actually say some shit like that. It's like, you know what? Yep. Mm-hmm. Of course he would say that.
All right. Okay, I'll take it back. So it's Captain Boomerang, it's like Constantine, King Shark, Etrigan, and Captain Boomerang. An entire mood, that whole movie.
You know what? I kind of wish Deadshot was there just for shits and giggles, but you know, obviously he got killed on screen. But damn,
I mean, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's from the sidetrack.
Anyways, go continue on with your point because I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, so like it really irks me about this whole thing, about the whole fucking constant like, you know, goalpost moving and like just the blatant like hypocrisy. Like, how dare this company give the fans what they're asking for? Like, look, I'm not gonna call any names. I'm not gonna point any fingers. Mm-hmm. But some of the same people I was saying who were complaining about give Spider-Man back to Sony Disney are now like, how dare they release the Snyder Cut? Like, really, Queen? Really?
See, I'm an adult, so I think me and you are adults. When that whole Spider-Man thing happened, I think we as adults, we knew this time was gonna come. So at this point, it's like, hey. I was one of those people that was like, hey, I get it. It's a business. It has to go back to Sony. Fine. I was also at the same point.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with it. But I was like, it is what it is.
I was like, at the same time, I'm like looking at Sony like, hey, Sony, at least give them a third movie, then take them back at least. Like, come on. Just give us that at least. Just a little bit.
And also, with that, what I didn't like is like those same people, like, oh, I knew someone's going to do that when Venom made all that money or when Into the Spider-Verse won that award. So I'm like, fuck Sony now. And I'm like, excuse you. So you mean to tell me because you and your feelings, I now have to hate Spider-Man 2 and Into the Spider-Verse? Fuck not.
But also people forget too, Sony likes money. So they're going to keep this lowest of low key. They're going to keep this MCU money train with Spider-Man going if it's going to make them $1 billion. Like, you don't think you think they made $1 billion off of fucking, you know, Far From Home. You think they're going to walk away from that? Nah, they're going to be like, all right, Disney, keep going. We'll take all the money. We don't mind.
we'll just do all these side characters and we say they're tangentially connected. That's all good.
We'll keep that because they ain't stupid. Sony ain't stupid. At the end of the day, they're not dumb. They might have fucked up. At the end of the day,
they just want money. That's all they want. That's all they give a shit about.
Their business is capitalism. They want money. That's how it is.
I'm not gonna begrudge them that. But like, and then have you seen some of like the batshit crazy ass articles that'll come out?
Like what?
Like,
Please, there's so many batshit articles. I mean,
like people have lost
CBR, Newsarama, who is it?
They have lost their fucking mind. Like Screen Rant, CBR, like saying like, I'm trying. Who was that came out and like said like, if you wanted to release the Snyder Cut, you're a fucking Trump supporter. I was like, whoa, nigga, what?
See, this, and this is why I sit there and say things like, look, there are certain truths when it comes to politics. Like, hey, supporting Trump, you're supporting a toxic nature, right? But like, I'm
in the movie. Hold on, I'm like,
yeah,
like,
but the movie though,
shit.
it's like, look, it's like the movie though, it's like, look, yes, and bear in mind, MCU has toxic fans that go way over the fucking top more than normal. Sony fan, like every fandom that you can think of, Star Trek, Star Wars, all of them have toxic parts of the fandom, right? So, yes, the Snyder Cut people. Oh, there's some fucking dumbasses in that fucking fandom. Don't get it twisted.
But there's fucking dumbasses everywhere. Like
yeah, there's dumbasses everywhere. So it's hard. I'd be hard pressed. I would never sit there and say that if you support the Snyder Cut, you're supporting something toxic. Now, that being said, though, if you like the Snyder Cut, cool, support it. But I really don't want people to do, and hey, some of us are guilty of it too, of really thinking, because honestly, my thing with the Snyder Cut is this. I just don't want WB to roll back to, okay, hey, maybe we can do something more with these characters with Zack Snyder's vision instead of what we already have going with Aquaman and all these things. That's my only worry. It's like, I don't want them to like think that going back to Snyder going forward is a smart move. Because look, as much I don't hate Snyder, it's just like, hey, he needs somebody there to like write some shit.
Yeah, he needs somebody to write him in.
Yeah. But I mean, but like you said, just going back to that, I don't want to divert, but like every fandom has toxic people. So I would never sit there and say, oh, you're a Trump supporter. Like, how's that like, correlation? I don't.
I'm like, okay, that's an interesting take. Support your thesis.
I need, yeah, like you said, support your thesis. Like, give me some proof. Like, there is a correlation here because I don't.
Show me your math. Show me your work. Write in the margins, please. Write in the margins.
Then again, we're asking people on social media to show work, and
I mean, how dare we?
About 75% of people don't like doing that because, I mean, YouTube has shown if you're contrarian about a lot of shit, you get more views instead of facts, which doesn't get you much views. So
I mean, basically. I mean, like that's it. Like I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I'm not angry or upset that we're getting it. I'm not sad if we're never gonna get it. I'm just like, I'm actually, if anything, I'm shocked that it's actually fucking happening because you remember all the people who were coming out and saying like a cut doesn't exist. So
it never did exist. To be fair, it never did exist. If
like a completed movie never existed. No, did he shoot scenes? So here's what we knew. Here's what we know for a fact. And I think I posted this on Twitter. This is what we know for a fact. We know that at some point during production he had to walk away.
Yeah.
But he did shoot a lot of stuff. We know he did because his footage.
Trailer.
We saw it all.
We saw the cyborg shit in the trailer, so we know he filmed that stuff at least.
He had that shit. We know the action scenes were different, and we know for a fact that most of that was reshot when Josh Whedon came in because Josh Whedon came in and he rewrote. I don't know the exact number. Like I'm thinking about 80, but that could be wrong.
Pages. It said 50 to 80 pages. So it was pretty much half the script he actually. It was basically the back half of the movie he actually shot.
So that's also necessitated him getting the directed by credit as well.
Yeah.
So okay, that's what we know for a fact, and we know that for a fact because we've seen like side by side comparison. This is the scene from the trailer. This is the scene in the movie, and that shit was like reshot with different lighting, different costuming. Anyway, and we also know for a fact that old Zachy boy had enough material to slow drip feed like shit we've never seen before on social media for like years. Now, again, a Snyder Cut, air quote, probably didn't exist as I can watch this movie from beginning to end. Or
like most cuts are, because like most cuts are like basically like good example of this. We just did a podcast on Friday. There is two different versions of that movie. There's a theatrical cut, and there is an extended cut of the movie that pretty much takes all those deleted and extended scenes and puts them back into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two different versions of it. It's completed. Snyder Cut, it's not the same. It's basically storyboarded stuff.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's the beginning to ending full movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say like a Snyder cut doesn't exist, like Snyder footage or Snyder.
I mean, we saw the Flash shit
scene.
with him saving Iris. That is one example of it.
Yeah. And I think we also saw like his version of the Wonder Woman rescue scene from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So how much of that is completed? You know, I don't know. I can't say I wasn't there.
$50+ million. It's probably a lot.
But if they say that's all they need to complete it, like that's like we saying, like that 50 million. What is that? Like touching up the CGI, coming back with some ADR,
and dark side stuff with because apparently the if you watch the theatrical cut, the sequence of them in the past fighting against Darkseid's forces when they came to Earth was a longer sequence, and it was actually Darkseid, not Steppenwolf.
I'm here for it.
There was supposed to be more Green Lanterns, and I'm like, okay, does that mean there was somebody that was a Green Lantern on Earth in modern times? I don't know. You know,
I think it was either on Reddit that they talked about some of the breakdowns of what was going to be at the end of the movie. Like at the very end, it was going to reveal like that general dude from Man of Steel was actually the Martian Manhunter.
Which I mean, that's an interesting twist. Again, I didn't knock it. It was just kind of one of those like when he posted that, it kind of for me it came out the blue. Like what? Like
because that's all my thing. Like I was kind of getting annoyed because he kept posting. I'm like, Zach, stop it. You're just stirring people up. You're getting hopes up. This shit's probably never gonna happen.
It's like
you
how is he Martian
throwing gas on the fire?
Out of the blue, like what?
Like why are you just throwing gasoline on the fire? Like are you gaslighting us? Like
that's really the core of my like annoyance with the Snyder Cut shit. I was like, okay, now you're just throwing like you're just. It's basically you're speculating at this point, Snyder. Just cut it out. That was my issue more than anything. Like, cut it out. Stop. Please stop.
Like I said, I would never say like it was never going to happen. I just said it was highly improbable. Like we probably were never going to see it. But
HBO Max never existed, this shit wasn't going to happen. I can say that much.
I mean, dollars are done that. You're probably right.
Because to be honest and stuff, if a lot of people that swear the Snyder Cut existed, I was like this. If it really did exist and HBO Max never happened, they would have put this shit on DVD already.
That is true. Or because they probably were never going to do like an extra 30-50 million for like a DVD release. There had to be something to like they needed a Mandalorian.
I mean, the Donner Cut did it, which was shocking to me. Even at the time that the Donner Cut of Superman came out, I was like, wow, they actually put money behind a DVD release of the Donner Cut. I was shocked even back then that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, and even thinking of the Donner Cut and stuff and knowing what happened with that, it was kind of like, because I never knew the history of it till that movie dropped and I looked it up and stuff. It was like, wow, I didn't know it was that extensive.
Isn't it crazy how history repeats itself? Isn't that nuts?
I mean, because the funny thing is with Donner Cut, it was wild because he had already did that. It was just a studio wanted to go in a different direction. So
isn't it crazy? So all how time is a circle?
I mean, and the thing of it is like, I don't want to say the two are the same. But it's kind of the same too. The correlation is there. It's not a 1-for-1 the same, but the correlation is there. It's just with the Donner Cut, he had already did all the filming for it. It's just WB at the time was just like, well, we want to go lighthearted with Superman, so we're going to bring in this director in. And they had to reshot different sequences of what Donner already did, basically. So it made it, and from what I know, it made it easier for Donner to be able to put all his scenes back into the movie, and it didn't really break apart any of the tone of what who was the director that took over Superman 2?
What is his name?
Shit. It didn't really kill the tone that he was going for in the movie. So the funny stuff is still there. It's just in addition to all the Donner stuff that he actually filmed too on top of that. So it's like, all right. I can see that because when you watch Donner Cut, it's all there. Because even the comedy stuff is there, but also all the Jor-El stuff is there, and all that's there and stuff. So when I look at the Snyder Cut, it's like, all right, cool, but is that going to address Steppenwolf? You know, is that going to make me care about Steppenwolf? Probably not, to be honest with you, because I always thought Steppenwolf was more of a mini boss than the actual boss that the movie made him out to be honest.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was what a waste.
I mean, because I'm trying to remember, didn't Superman the animated series have Steppenwolf as like the guy that was giving weapons to Intergang or something like that?
Yeah, wasn't he in that two-parter like when Orion came? Was that Steppenwolf?
Yeah, that's what it was. He was giving weapons to Intergang, and Orion had to help Superman fight him off and stuff, which I still remember that show, and I was like, as a kid, I was like, how come the Justice League isn't helping Superman? Why is he fighting all the Apocalypse people by himself? And then you didn't realize that they didn't have the Justice League at that time. So
not yet. And so also again, about the Snyder Cut thing, like,
No, you're good.
what also gets me is like the mental gymnastics I'm seeing now of people who said it would never come out. Like they're trying to like justify their stances now, and I was like, it's fucking delicious. Like I seen one dude who was like, people think movies are just a bunch of scenes back to back to back, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly what movies are.
To be honest
Like,
with you, I don't feel put it this way, I don't feel anybody that said that it was never going to come out should backtrack, because let's be real, they were right in their stance on that. But I also feel people that defended the Snyder Cut and said it was always going to come out shouldn't have to backtrack either, because it's like at the end of the day, both sides had a reason why they felt the way they had their reasons, justifiable reasons at that.
But like I said, like it's just like now the about facing and like the mental gymnastics. That shit is funny to me.
And those people don't even have to do that. It's like, just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Like, I'm never gonna sit there and back down on my stance on that. I was like, I don't think I felt in my heart of hearts it was never gonna happen. And like I said, for it to happen now, it's like I'm still gonna stick to my stance on that. I'm not gonna back down and say, oh, it was all no. I'm just gonna
things change. No. Look, things change. It's all right. It's okay. We were presented with new information, and shit happens like literally all the time.
I mean, just like everybody's like, I guess we're gonna get the age of like the one thing I can say about the way the MCU has done their movies. Could they do extended cuts? Sure, but is it feasible for them? Nah. Would I like to see an Age of Ultron cut where it had all this extra stuff that's in the deleted scenes? Sure, but do I need it? Not really.
I mean, yeah.
Would I like that 4-hour Black Panther cut? Maybe, but not really.
But if it comes out, I'm not going to knock it.
Yeah, if it does, but anyway, so Batwoman Prime. Batwoman. So, so let me ask you, me and Prime are we're definitely gonna do a podcast on season 1 of the show.
Do we have to though? You gonna make me watch it again?
Okay, you know what? Okay, let's talk about it. So, did you love that ending with Hush? Did you love it? Did you love it?
Do you love the fucking backtrack? How the show realized it needed a fucking big bad, and they're like, "Oh shit, we need a character to be a bad guy.
Right. We need Hush,
Hush." And then like, do you just love how like he wasn't even fucking Hush? He was just like Hush in name only. It was like
Hush.
It felt like the people who were making the show was like they were going through fucking Tumblr looking at pictures of Hush, going, here's a picture of some guns. Give him some guns.
Bandages. We're good, right?
All right, that's Hush, right? Are the fanboys gonna shut up? Look, okay. So I've been very vocal again on Twitter about my feelings and my stance on Batwoman.
Look, this is the case of where we say the Joker takes over Batman. Alice was the MVP of fucking Batwoman season 1, straight up.
And you know what? I feel so bad for her for having to carry that show on her fucking back.
Yo,
because
she had to carry her twin. She had to carry her twin after Crisis 2 on top of that. Bruh.
So like, shout out to Baby Black Canary. She's come a long way. And I feel so bad because like she's carrying that show on her back because she's one of the best actors on the show.
Oh yeah, she is. Oh my god.
And it's a crying shame because her whole story arc was resolved in like 8 episodes. So like she should have been gone. Like,
should have been gone, but it was like
long ass time ago. And it felt like they just had to keep writing her in because like, look, she's the only interesting thing that's going on in this show right now.
We got to keep her in somehow, right?
Keep looping her in. Keep stretch out that backstory. We got to get more Alice. More Alice in the soul. Our Alice capital is low. So look, been very vocal on Twitter about my feelings on this show. I don't hate the show. I think my main issue with the show is that, like I always say, it looks like no one gives a shit. And if we're to believe rumors coming out about why old girl decided to do what she did, it doesn't sound like I'm not that far off.
I mean,
like,
we said this before offline. Like I was willing to give Ruby Rose the Steve Amell treatment, where you're like, all right, because Steve Amell, to his credit, as Arrow kept going, you saw his acting improve. Right?
Yeah, I think Stephen Amell is like a legitimately like really good actor.
Yeah, he is and stuff. Like I said, that's why I was like looking at people sideways when they side-eyed him doing Casey Jones. I'm like, I thought he was a fine Casey Jones. I mean,
for what that movie was, I thought he was fine. But like, I mean, like look, watch some of like the really good scenes of Arrow. Like, I know it's hard to find them. Like, you have to dig deep.
Pretty sure somebody did a YouTube compilation of it.
I mean, it should last all of like 10 minutes, but they are there. Like,
damn,
it's like,
see, I was about to say 15, but 10 could be fine. That's the middle ground right there.
But get to like the really good scenes, like the really like emotional scenes, and like he is such a good, like, he brings that character to life. Such a good fucking actor, especially given what he has to work with.
Yep.
God bless that man.
I was willing to give Ruby Rose that, and it's like it was getting there sometimes with her in the season, and then it was other times where it was way more times than not. It was like kind of like I don't care kind of attitude a bit.
Didn't want to be in costume. All she did was sashay and do smug smiles, man. She did not want to be there.
And allegedly, what it was is, which I 100% believe it. Apparently, she didn't really factor in how much of a demand it is to be a lead of a show like that. Because on top of the acting, you got to do.
I don't believe that.
Because on top of that,
I think that's bullshit.
I think it's legit because think about the roles that she's done before this. It's roles where she barely had to speak and she's supporting, which means you don't have to do shit, right?
Except stand there and look
like cool.
Look,
like the most she ever did was John Wick 2, and she was great in that movie because number one, she wasn't speaking, but she was still badass as shit.
She wasn't fucking talking. That's an insult because she didn't say shit.
She had to say shit. She was just fighting, and that was it. And I was like, all right, cool. And I think in this show, because you're a lead role of the movie, you have to do a lot of press stuff.
Yeah, you are anchoring the show. Like the show is dependent on you. Yes. Like you have to be a dynamic figure. Ruby Rose, no disrespect, you are not.
I mean, look. People can talk this shit about Black Lightning, but goddamn it, that whole cast makes that fucking show. They love being on that show.
Pardon the pun. That whole cast is lightning.
Straight up. Like you talk to the cast, they love that show. It's a family. It's like legit.
And you cannot deny that that's Chris Williams' show. Like he is the fucking focal point of that series.
Oh, he loves it. He was like, "Yo, I'm leading in the show now. Hell yeah, I'll do this." Like,
not just that. Like Grant Gustin as the Flash. Like that man is charming.
Man, fucking
delight.
Iris, old girl, Candace Patton loves it. I mean, look. Sometimes she look tired, and I get it, because, hey, it's rough. You got to do press. I get it, but she loves the role. She loves it.
Especially rough with other women's husbands, but we're not going to talk about that.
Look, man. Look. Shit happens, Prime.
We're not that type of podcast, CJ. We're not bringing that up. Who said that?
Look. I brought it up in a sports podcast. I'll bring it up here. I don't blame her. I blame the man. All right, she's just there for the ride, Prime. That's all.
So she just a squirrel getting that nut, CJ. That's all you saying?
Basically, it's like she's innocent party.
Well, CJ, it always takes two to tango. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know. It takes two. Hey, look. I don't know their personal life, but hey, more power to her. More power to her. More power to her. That's all I'm saying. Like, if she's happy, I'm happy. Happy Iris West on The Flash is happy fans for all of us. That's all I'm saying. Oh my God, we are horrible people, but I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I am messy as shit. I will gladly admit that. But all I'm saying is this: Ruby Rose. Yeah. All I'm saying is this: if we get girl from fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine as Batwoman, I'll be happy as shit.
Oh, I'm all in on that shit. Can she please right now?
Oh, she jumped on that. She's like, yo, I'll read the lines for Batwoman. I'm like, yes. Can I please get her with the same voice? Just give her the same voice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just all that. I need that.
Oh my God. Like, that show has so many problems though, dog.
Dude, when they announced, like, when I saw it was Hush, right? And, like I said, if you know Hush basically has the same face as Bruce. And then all of a sudden, like, comic book movie and all of them was like, Batwoman has Bruce Wayne finally cast. And I'm like, but it's Hush. It's not really Bruce Wayne, guys. Like,
well, technically it has to be, because if he looks like Bruce Wayne, then that guy, use Bruce Wayne, it has to be that one.
Yeah, it has to. It's just funny. It was just kind of funny to me. And I'm like, all right, well, we got Bruce Wayne in the CW now, so who's going to be Batwoman? We'll see, because, next year, I think that's when... I think by the time this pandemic, I'm not going to say it's going to be over, but kind of at least mitigated. I think apparently 2021 is when they kind of expect the CW shows to kind of get back to normal to a degree and stuff. 'Cause I think they filmed the first half of the next season of Flash, and they had to stop production.
Yeah, I hope it's a whole lot better. Because did you see that press release that came out during that conference call when they talked about their post COVID operations, where they were saying shit like no large ensembles, like no more hand to hand action scenes. They're gonna cut down on the kissing and the intimate scenes. No more large group shots. I'm like, so you're just gonna take away all the reasons I watch these shows for then.
I mean, let's be real. They're melodramatic teen. I can say teen. That's the young adult.
Tween. I would say tween. Tween dramas.
That means All American is not going to have fucking gratuitous teenage sex. This is good job. Good job. Congrats. It's not going to happen. Like,
Riverdale over there sweating bullets like, oh shit.
Bruh.
Riverdale crisis mode right now.
Dude, when I saw that, I was like, yo, I was just, Riverdale basically is like the Jordan Peele meme where he's sweating. I'm like, oh shit, they're done.
Like, we're done, son. It's over for us.
90210, done.
What's that show? What's the show? In the Dark? You're done. It's over.
The fucking Riverdale spinoff. They're just like, I guess we could just have the chicks just walking around talking to guys 6 feet apart. You know, no kissing, I guess.
Ass through the glass touching? Can we do that?
No Josie and the Pussycats in the band. I guess they're 6 feet apart talking on Skype.
Oh, what a shame. What a fucking shame.
Damn shame. You know. Funny enough, I actually like Riverdale. I'm like, I know most people are like, this isn't Archie. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Tween drama.
See, that's the stance I'm taking. Like, I haven't watched it yet because I'm like, it's so far removed from Archie. I don't know how I'll respond. Which, by the way, I will tell you that story. Like, when the show was announced and I was watching commercials and I was kind of being a little salty about it. And my wife was like, I
saw your salty tweets and I was like, I understand Prime's pain. I get it.
And my wife was like, she was like, why do you care? You don't like Archie. And I had to fucking flex in her and show her my damn Archie collection. She was like, what the fuck?
That's you just like, no, I like Archie. You see these comics. I got issue 1 of Archie. Fuck you.
Like, what the fuck? She's like, I honestly didn't know. I was like, I got to keep this on the wraps, babe.
I can't afford to do that. I'm just like, I have no Archie comics, so I have no stake in this decision one way or the other. So it's whatever and stuff, which is ironic because like when DC did the Future Quest stuff, which had like the Scooby-Doo, they had the Scooby-Doo zombie stuff. Good. There was a lot of people that pushed back on it, and to me as a person, I mean, we were all kids that watched Scooby-Doo and stuff. I was like, I'm fine with this. I mean, we had the fucking cartoon movie Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, so why not do this? Fuck it.
I mean, look, it's all to take. It's all like what it's characters are malleable. It's fine. My thing is like, look, I watch Archie's Weird Mysteries, so I'm not against seeing Archie and like doing different things and standard Archie shit. Yeah. But like I said, like Riverdale, every commercial I see, like it looks so far removed though.
It's like, I mean, because it's like the characters are there. The only thing that fucked me up was like Jughead. He's like this guy that's like, you know, like super smart. And I'm not saying Jughead and Archie was dumb or anything like that, but it's like he's a super smart guy that's like.
Jughead, I wouldn't call Jughead dumb. Like he's a slacker.
Yeah, slacker. I think that's probably the best word for it. It's a slacking kind of thing, you know. So
he has a very verbose vocabulary in the comics. He has a very verbose vocabulary. He's very
thing in the show.
Clever.
It's the same thing in the show. So it's there. It's just like I think our idea of Archie is what we remember. Because I think did Archie ever have a cartoon?
Yeah, like I just said, I watched Archie's Weird Mysteries. I watched a lot of those older cartoons when I was little. Like everybody, I'm sure everybody our age watched Josie and the Pussycats, right?
Who didn't
fucking watch Josie
and
the Pussycats?
Cartoon Network when that channel first like came out, like that was
when all they had was Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes. That was it, son.
That was it.
Rough. I don't know if I feel bad for the kids now because all they have now is Teen Titans and Steven Universe.
Well, Steven Universe is done, so now they got Craig of the Creek, which is actually a great show.
Look, I want to watch that show, but like I haven't had time. Like, and I don't want to watch this show. Let me tell you why I don't want to watch this show. Like, I want to watch it, and I don't want to watch it.
Why?
I don't want to watch it because, like, Craig, that was me.
When I was all of us. It's all of us, dude. Come on now.
Like, that was literally me. Like, I don't want to watch myself as a cartoon.
There's so many shows. Like, regular show is me. I'm Rigby.
I can feel that. I can see
Not
that.
Rigby, I'm Mordecai. Like I just that's me all the way, and I'll still watch regular show because I'm like, and it's funny because the dude that made it is like our age, so I'm like that makes sense that everything about that show.
All those references make sense. They all totally make sense.
All the references, the way the characters act, I'm like, that's me. God damn it, he is speaking to me. So yeah, I feel you on Crater Creek because that's all of us as kids, and it's like, damn it. So,
Watch this. Tell you what show I do fuck with though, and I fuck with this show heavy. Fucking Mau Mau, that's my shit.
Everybody's talking about that, and
Mau Mau's the show is funny as fuck.
I need to jump on that.
Shit, dude. Matter of fact, I tell you the episode you need to watch. Hold on, I give you the exact episode number. Like if you don't like this episode, then don't watch Mau Mau.
All right.
Hold on. Look that shit up real quick. We're constant professionals. Hold on. Like, if you watch this episode and you don't fucking laugh, then don't even worry about the show, because, like, it's so fucking funny. Episode 15 of season 1.
All
He's
right.
the sheriff. Watch that episode. If you don't like that episode, then don't worry about the rest of the show.
All right. But going back to it and stuff, I mean, look, I'm curious to see who they get to replace Ruby Rose. I mean, like I said, if they get whole girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, your ratings might get a good bump off the strip of her.
I'm already in. Let's go.
I mean,
make it happen.
I mean, to be honest with you, you can look, and I don't knock Ruby Rose. I like her for what she does in some of the movies that she's been in and stuff. Like I said, I think John Wick 2 is like her best role, honestly. So I don't know.
That's still kind of insulting to me though. Like she didn't talk.
It's like I didn't hate her as Batwoman because she had a great camaraderie with old girl from Supergirl.
And look, it so makes me so angry. So like, why is it that she's better as Batwoman? Like, I thought she was pretty good in Elseworlds. She was pretty great in Crisis because I think it wasn't the regular staff. Is that what it was?
It might have been because it was a different staff and stuff.
It had to
be.
Like,
it was just because her relationship with Kara, their scenes were like top tier great. It was great, and I was like, yo, I can't wait to see them team up when this whole Crisis shit is over, because they literally have a legit Batman-Superman type dynamic. This could work, and it's like, oh, she's leaving. Fuck.
Well,
and that's on top of Batwoman. Apparently, they came out a couple of weeks ago saying that Batwoman's crossing over with the Superman series, and I'm like,
I was
why?
like, what the fuck?
Why?
Well, just why?
I'm like, Supergirl ending? What's going on there?
Who was... Then I'm asking questions like, who is that a bump for, though?
I mean, I know you've aired your feelings out about Superman and stuff, so it getting a series Superman and Lois, I'm like, all right, guys, let's see where this goes, but...
It's like I was talking about... Matter of fact, it's funny you should mention that, because I was talking to my wife today about this shit. Like, it's funny to me that they think that Superman can carry a show, and it's also very infuriating to me that they're going ahead and going with it, especially after Crisis, when they had this motherfucker side by side with two real Supermen who can carry shows. And it's like, you see this guy, is like, damn, you really are the budget version.
Look, he can carry, put it this way, he can carry it, but there's a reason why it's called Superman and Lois, because
he's not going to be the main character.
To be fair, you got to admit, they have a good camaraderie with one another. You got to admit that much. So I think that's why I think that's why they purposely did it. This is the CW's version of Lois and Clark, the Avengers of Superman. That's basically all this is, which I'm fine with if that's what they're going to do.
Sure, whatever. I'll watch it.
Watch it, but I'm just like this. Look, if we're going to transfer, just to kind of, convert over here, Stargirl after 2 episodes is dope as shit.
Oh, I love that show. That show was great.
They gave us Stripe. Fucking Stripe. They went full tilt with Stripe. I'm like, bro.
Oh, give it to me. And I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for that Hour Man episode. Oh, my nipples are hard. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Look. And again, I go back to looking at DC Universe, like, you cut Swamp Thing. I hate you guys even more.
Well, he's coming back. It's just going to be on
season
CW.
1. It's just season 1 on CW, but part of me feels, and I hope they grant old boy that plays Constantine's wish and just get Swamp Thing and Constantine in a Justice League Dark show.
Did you hear they were going to have a cameo, but they cut that shit in Crisis? Like, just everything I hear about the production of that fucking Crisis makes me madder and madder. Like,
I'm not mad because that tells
this close to greatness.
I'm not mad so much that I at least know that Berlanti and them had so many fucking ideas, they just couldn't cram it into those fucking episodes. That's the thing. At least you know they were thinking about it and had it, and it was like, fuck. Nah, but anyways, but yeah, the fact that Berlanti and them wanted to keep doing that is like, well, at least they had it in mind, but I guess they had to cut it for time.
I guess. I mean,
but it sucks though. It is kind of like, damn.
Don't tell us then. I don't need to know.
Yeah, I really don't need to know. But Stargirl, like, they went full tip on Stripe, and I'm like, oh shit. And then okay, this is where it fucks me up. So episode 1 has literally the whole Justice Society, right? And I saw the fucking Jay Garrick fucking Flash hat, and I was like, I remember distinctly them saying, and maybe I'm wrong, Prime, maybe you can correct me, did they say Stargirl is part of the Arrowverse, or is it just still its own separate entity?
It's still its own separate thing. It's on Earth too. It's part of the new multiverse.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I saw Jay Garrick's hat, and I was like, but hold up, Jay Garrick was in the flat. I'm confused, so, all right.
Well, I do heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I did hear that they want to do a crossover with the Flash and Stargirl, and I'm here for it.
Oh, that works perfectly.
Please?
That worked perfectly. But the fact that they had Justice Society and they had Wildcat in his suit.
That Wildcat, that fucking Dr. Fate, bruh.
When's the last time we saw Dr. Fate in live action? Was it Smallville?
Was it Legends? Was he in Legends?
No, the mask was in Legends. I think it was Legends when because you remember when they went back in time to that Justice Society and that one, and it was the mask there, but it wasn't actual Dr. Fate.
Was it Smallville then? Was that last time?
Smallville was the last time we had a legit Dr. Fate, and he didn't really do anything other than just be there, and that was it.
Hey, he saved Martian Manhunter. He did the most important thing.
This is true. Martian Manhunter is a national treasure and must be protected. So,
at all costs.
At all costs. But I I might review a recap of Stargirl because these first 2 episodes were. Like,
I'm in. That's my show. I'm digging that shit.
Oh my god, this show is so good.
But it's I hate women. Good. By the way, I hate women though.
I mean, according to Twitter, people. I mean, I don't know if anybody has been responded to you saying you hate women, but I mean, which is weird because I remember early reviews of Stargirl, people were saying negative stuff, and I was like, is it
what
bad?
The fuck show are they? Like, what show are y'all watching?
So when I watched the first 2 episodes, I was like, this is actually really good. Like
I watched it, I was like, because I was kind of nervous. I was like, I don't know, man. But then I remember that Stargirl is Jeff Johns' waifu, so he's gonna be like protect her at all costs.
I mean, it's definitely one of those situations and stuff. But like those first 2 episodes are ridiculous. And that's why I'm like, oh bae. Like, because I want to know how much money they spent on the Stripe suit doing the CGI for that. That has to be a lot.
It gotta be a lot. And then you also see it's going to be also a physical prop. So like they is going to be like going back and forth. Yeah. To save money.
Hey, look, folks, me and Prime and even D, we talk about how these shows, you could tell when they stretch the budget, especially with the Flash. It's like, oh, like last season when they blew their money on Gorilla Grodd versus King Shark. And I'm like, oh, you blew your whole budget on that movie, didn't you? All right, cool.
Did you notice? Also, the 2 episodes after that shit were like bottle episodes? Because
like
I did.
Limited running for Flash.
I noticed.
It's like you blew your load.
Whole lot of sitting around and talking these last 2 episodes, I see.
Hey, that's stable for Flash. You remember after that fucking Gorilla City episode when they invaded fucking Central City, and the next 2 episodes with them going over plans for... Oh, what season was that? Was that
the Thinker? That was the Thinker season.
Yeah, Thinker season. I was like, oh, they went over 2 episodes on how they were going to go over the Thinker, and it was basically fucking a Vibe versus the Thinker and whatever shenanigans he was doing that episode because they didn't have the budget for the Flash running around. So, yeah, that 100% makes perfect sense why they did what they did on that. I mean,
good job, guys.
But this is DC Universe doing this, so to be fair, this is DC Universe budget for now. We'll see if we'll see if it switches over to CW and stuff on that.
Oh, and going back to HBO Max and going back to Batwoman. Is it just me? But isn't it? It's kind of odd that like that's the only CW superhero show that's on HBO Max. Like, I know they're probably waiting for like the rights to stream the other shows to expire so they can port them over.
Yeah,
but like
Flash is available on Netflix right now, the whole season.
Yeah, but
whole season.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that they're waiting for the Netflix shit to expire, then they can switch it over. Because I think Batwoman was probably the first one for the DC Universe app / HBO Max shit.
Yeah, like but it's just like their absence is very telling. Like Smallville isn't even on Max yet, and I'm like, that's weird.
Is that on Netflix?
I think it might be Hulu.
Hulu, yeah, it's Hulu. So I'm thinking they're much like Disney Plus was, because Disney Plus, I think Mighty Ducks and some of their other stuff is about to hit Disney Plus soon.
I think Disney's
they're
doing
still
the thing.
under contract with other streaming services.
Streaming things, yeah, because I think for a minute, like
Black Panther just hit Disney Plus because it expired off of Netflix. So I think Infinity War is next.
Wait, I thought Infinity War was already on, or was that Endgame that was already on?
Endgame and Captain Marvel were the first two post Infinity War that was going to go Disney Plus first. So, well, Captain Marvel was, and then Endgame got it for a hot. It was on Netflix for a hot second, and then like 2 weeks later, oh shit, it's on Disney Plus. So so. Wow. Yeah, I think with the DC Universe app, a lot of that shit they're waiting for. Because somebody asked a good question. What's this mean for like CW Seed and the CW app for those shows? Like,
just
can you
them
still
over.
watch it? you
well,
know?
CW Seed, I think that used to be their dumping ground for random shit.
Yeah,
for like, and it's free.
Birds of Prey. If you want to watch the old early 2000s series, you can watch it on there.
Oh, I have to again press F in the chat for the Milftress.
Hey, she got her brief moment in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, bro. Milftress. Taken too soon.
Too soon.
So yeah, well, I have to see. I don't know. Like it's all a moving target right now. It's interesting. I've seen a lot of people speculating that the streaming wars are already over. We just don't know it yet.
I mean, to me at this point, it's like the console wars. You pick whatever stream works for you. I mean, Disney Plus serves its purpose, and I still have it because, hey, I like to watch episodes of Gargoyles every once in a while. Because it's like what I like doing. You know, I mean, granted, I still need to finish the DVD collection of it, but I'm pretty sure those are like out of print, possibly. All right. Anyways, so all right. So so there's been some news coming out because during this pandemic, there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening in comics. So apparently, Marvel is doing a lot of new releases through digital.
Yeah, I saw they cut a couple of series and transitioned them over to digital first. Now, one of the reasons they've done that, quick history lesson, is when they started doing digital comics, they were pricing the digital comics the same as physical releases. They didn't. Yeah, same day. So they didn't undercut the direct market, so that the comic book stores could still exist. Mm-hmm. So books that were going to come out in physical won't be cheaper on digital. So I guess that
unless it was a sale, it might be like $1 less and stuff. Mm-hmm. That was about it.
Yeah, but like new comics that exist both digital and print, the digital can't be cheaper than the print. So Marvel just said fuck that, and they're circumventing it. So they canceled all the print versions of a couple of books and transitioned them over to digital first. And I think was it Hawkeye Freefall? That was a print comic, but now it's switched over to digital. Which, I mean, if you were collecting that book, sucks to suck.
Yeah, I mean it's a double-edged sword because this is coming off the fact that I think Diamond. I don't know if as of now they started back up in doing deliveries for new comics.
Oh, so you didn't see? Okay, so they did.
They did. Okay, they did. Okay.
And one of the issues was like Diamond did what Diamond does, and the delivery boxes were all fucked up and comics were coming like damaged. And this is after one of the two distributors that DC has set up to keep their stuff coming out. Mm-hmm. I forget which one it was, but like. They were shipping books in like plastic wrap, bubble wrap. Like the books came in like pristine condition, no scuff marks, and it was like I remember this guy who was posting the pictures of the shop on Twitter. He was just like in shock and awe. Like he said he had never gotten books delivered that soundly like because he said with Diamond he would always get at least a couple of books already damaged and have to immediately go into like the quarter or $1 bin or whatever. Because he's like most people who buy comic books, let's face it, the majority of the like heavy buyers, they're collectors, so they want their shit to be as near mint as possible,
pristine.
Yeah, pristine. And so like they said, so sometimes with Diamond, like you guarantee some of your shipment was gonna be fucked up. So Diamond comes back with their fucking back to comeback campaign, And somebody pointed out to me that was like, if you were Diamond and you were coming with a campaign to restart the comic book industry, what keyword did you think would need to be in your slogan?
I mean, I don't know.
If you're a comic book distributor and you're coming back, what keyword needs to be in your slogan? Like, and especially if your logo looks like the comic book authority code thing, you need to have the word comic book in it, or comic. Not like you just say back to comeback. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they said they distributed back, and like the first week they came back, they back to their old tricks again, and shit was damaged. And I think a lot of people were like clowning them, and so I think it was this week they came back and like shit had bubble wrap and everything is a little better packaged now. So like they say, competition breeds innovation. So
yeah, I mean, because I think this week, so digital only is Ant-Man #4, Avengers of the Wasteland, Ghost Spider #9, and Ravencroft #4.
Oh, they switched Ghost Spider to digital. I didn't know that. Oh no!
And last week, well, that was May 13th, so that was 2 weeks ago. So last week, Ironheart #1 was digital only.
So they relaunched Ironheart. See, look how far behind I am. God damn.
Yeah. Which, hey, look, I said it best. After Bendis got off the book, that Ironheart character got way better.
Yeah, that new writer Eve Ewing, I think she has a better grip on Riri.
I love Bendis. I love Bendis, but like Bendis got a little bit heavy-handed with that character. I'm like, okay, you need to get somebody on this book ASAP, please.
That shit was trash. And don't you love how they retconned her origin to like give her more character?
It needed to happen to a degree because it's like, and don't get it twisted, I liked her original origin, but it's like, hey, you had to kind of slightly retcon it just a little bit, just to kind of give her some, individuality,
And it gave her more humanity. I say that fucking much.
So she's getting relaunched. Black Cat Strike #4. Hawkeye.
Damn, that's what's digital.
Hawkeye Freefall #5. And Hawkeye Freefall has been pretty good. And Star #4. That's just on the Marvel digital only. I don't know if anybody else has and stuff, but yeah, that's Marvel digital only for right now. So a lot of people are saying this is the future, is digital only, and I'm like, I don't know, because Mark Millar was pointing out like if we go digital only, we're fucked to a degree. And I'm like, true, but at the same time, I also sit there and point out that I think a lot of comic book stores, they got to do something in terms of diversifying the stuff that they sell on top of comic books.
Well, a lot of the ones that are still in business, I think they do. Like most of comic book stores that are now, they're essentially Magic the Gathering or Funko Pop depositories now.
Oh, to the one that I'm at, Prime, you will love it. Outside of the Magic Gathering stuff, they sell T-shirts, board games, regular family board games, and Gunpla. Tons and tons of Gunpla. Like,
you got to do what you got to do.
I mean, they sell all the toys and all that stuff. And I mean, once Toys R Us shut down, apparently they've been getting a lot of people that want to buy like toys and stuff rolling into their comic book store now.
Hey, I ain't mad at them. Get that shit.
I mean, even the Power Ranger stuff they sell in there, even though they're like $2 marked up a little bit, which I'm like, I'm not buying my Lightning collection in that store, but have fun.
Hey, push come to shove.
Hey, if it's something that I don't have, sure, but I'm like, I'd rather pay that $19.99. That $19.99 sounds more enticing than $24.99. That's all I'm saying. So,
Like I'm not. I understand why they're marking up. I get it. I'm just pointing out that it's bullshit. That's all I'm doing.
Target's across the street from you guys, so I'll just go over there for my Lightning collection fix. I mean, just saying. But like you said, a lot of them have adapted to the market and sold other stuff. So I think some of the major comic book stores are fine. It's just some of the local ones that's all they can do is sell comic books. Yeah, they're gonna probably be slumming it for a while, more than normal at least. So I don't know how. I mean, is your local comic book store pretty much kind of the same where they sell a variety of stuff?
All of them, yeah, because you have to, like, the one that's closest to me, like, it's essentially like it's their bread and butter are card games and board games.
Yeah, I mean, you know what sucks too that people forget is that a lot of those stores that sell the Magic the Gathering, they get a lot of business from people that do the games and stuff. Yeah, since this whole pandemic and stuff, they haven't been able to do that, and that sucks.
It fucking sucks. I do have a couple of hilarious. Well, I don't have a couple of stories. A couple of things I heard secondhand about some crazy shit Konami was trying to do to keep the organized play going.
Which is,
All right, so keep in mind this is all third-hand information because I wasn't directly involved in any of it. I just getting it like from a second source.
yeah.
But like they were trying to do an online tournament system, but like it failed so spectacularly. Like they set up a fucking Discord server, but they didn't filter out certain words, and like the server became a haven of trolls. What else? I'm trying to remember. Like it was wild shit, man. Like the wild fucking west.
That sucks.
Meanwhile, apparently, like fans were doing side online tournaments. He was hosting like huge, way more successful than like the official company. I'm like, that's how embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. It's like, okay, I guess we're not doing that anymore.
They shut that shit down.
Oh my god, man. Yo, check it. Did you see that whole thing? So apparently, Simon Kinberg. It's one of those articles that you have an actor or director wish something, but basically Simon Kinberg was like, I will be so excited to direct an X-Men movie in the MCU, and I'm like, no, guy.
Go away.
No.
You had your chance.
No.
Twice. Go away.
Not one time, twice, sir. No. Hell no.
You fucked up the same story twice. Go away. Poof, pal, be gone with you.
I saw that, I was like, nah, bro, that ain't the move. That is not the move. Do not do this. Do not do this.
Although, to be fair,
Devil's advocate.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If he were, most of those Marvel movies, they're already like on automation. Like you're already surrounded by people who've been making those movies for years.
And good writers.
The writers, the cinematographers, like you're really just a figurehead. You're really just there to point the camera and say, this.
And that's what I said. I think when Phase 2 hit, that's when a lot of the good directors were able to at least put their input into it at least. And I can give them that much. So it's like with Kinberg, it's like people going to look at him like, should we let this guy talk? I don't know. Oh my god. And that's on top of the fact that he came out and confirmed what we all fucking knew. Sinister was supposed to be in the Gambit movie.
Oh my gosh.
Which, hey guys, you remember when Channing Tatum, the G.I. Joe movie, basically had to bend over backwards for him because he was leaving the series for Gambit? Yeah.
I will never forgive that motherfucker for that shit. Duke is one of my favorite characters, and I always say, like, the character is more important than the actor. They bent over backwards to accommodate you, and they killed my dude for your punk ass.
Look, I am never one to say that a cut of a movie is better than a theatrical cut. If you watch that extended cut of the movie, you're sitting back asking yourself, did you really need to bend over backwards to do that theatrical cut for Duke? Because it's the same results either which way. He dies.
I know, right? And then they got that shit made me so mad. Like, they got my money. They was like, hey, get the extended cut. You'll get more. And I'm like, did they change the story? Like, what the fuck?
That extended cut was so better because it was the opposite. They focused on the ninjas, which was better, honestly. It was like, all right, cool. We focus on more on the ninjas. I'm fine with that. I'm cool.
That's fine. But then, like, how they market it was like, it has more Duke. It has, like, literally, like, 5 extra minutes.
5 extra minutes with him talking to Heavy Duty. And I was like,
I know, right?
Fine. That's
Fuck
cool.
You.
Granted,
Fuck you.
Granted, you might as well say G.I. Joe Retaliation was the Rock movie featuring the ninjas, which I'm fine with, too. It's like, all right, I'm cool with the Rock coming in, doing his thing with the ninjas. I'm dope. That's cool. But, and you know what? I feel bad for Channing Tatum because the Gambit movie, he was really excited for it. And it's like, oh, dude, you got fucked.
You know what? Hate to be that guy. Hate to use that meme, but you get what you fucking deserve.
You remember
Son of a bitch.
Hey, you remember that picture you took with the guys from Fantastic Four and the X-Men films?
Tragic.
Bruh, look,
I don't want to
Again,
say I had a voodoo doll. I'm not gonna say I didn't,
none
but
of
I
us had a
want
voodoo dog because we sat back. All of a sudden, they're shaking our heads. Like I think that was before the Fantastic Four trailer dropped, and we were like, "All right, let's see what happens." Because you remember that was the time when it was like Fox was all like, "Man, we're gonna do a crossover with Fantastic Four and the X-Men." I'm like, "Oh God, no, 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 no!"
I believe it when I see it.
And then Fantastic Four went to shit, and then it's like,
Did you see? Please tell me you read the Hollywood Reporter article that came out when Josh Trank broke his silence.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's
Did
one.
you read that shit? So here's my thing.
It's one part sad, and it's another part like, all right, I guess.
Look, it's one part like, yeah, I get it, but it's also the part of, like I just said, you get what you fucking deserve. You reap what you fucking sow.
Man. It is what it is, man. What do you want? I mean, I can feel bad for you on one end. Yeah, okay, cool, but at the same time, it's like,
look, all I got for entitled white guys is just shrugs. I'm sorry. I'm like,
I mean,
kind of an asshole.
If it was a Hollywood Reporter article on Ryan Coogler and his struggles, I'll read that because I'm like, hey, black directors rarely get another shot. So, all right, cool. Let's see what happens. Oh my God, man, oh man.
Did you read the shit? Oh my God! Like his friend who was the co-writer.
Yeah.
Who was like, all right, so tell me you read it. So I'm not.
I read it. I did read it.
Okay. So his fucking friend, who's the co-writer, who was like excited about it, who's actually a Fantastic Four fan, was trying to get the director excited, but was like, said that he couldn't be bothered or he didn't care about like once they got the powers and once you start bringing in like Doctor Doom, the Mole Man, Annihilus, like the interesting shit from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Said this douchebag couldn't be bothered, like he just stopped caring.
It was like from what he said was he didn't want. It was basically kind of like that pushback a lot of directors were doing because it was kind of like the MCU success created this culture of other directors that were very jaded. Like, I don't want my movie to be like the MCU, which I don't think it was on a director so much as the execs that was like, no, we want our movie to be like the MCU. And it's like, hey guys, you probably shouldn't stifle the director's vision.
I know, right? Like, cause like when he talked about it, like he had a take, and I'm kind of interested in seeing what his take would have been.
Yeah.
If he was allowed to take his take and do his thing and not have it be, Frankenstein monster.
And I feel Fox at the time was telling him, no, it needs to be like the MCU, and he pushed back hard on it.
But that said, like, you can't say you're going to do Fantastic Four and be like, oh, I'm going to tell my body horror movie and then not have any of the elements that make the Fantastic Four the Fantastic Four. That's just fucking stupid. Then just go do your own fucking thing. Like, that doesn't make...
story, if I remember being... I mean, hell, when they announced the movie, majority of us thought that he was going to do kind of like the ultimate Fantastic Four.
Which would have been perfect for him if he did that shit. But, like, he wanted to tell his thing. And am I like... First of all, I think this all goes back to whatever fucking Fox executive watched Chronicle and went, this guy be perfect for Fantastic Four. Like, what cocaine were you on that day?
Man? Because I think we all saw Chronicle, and it was kind of like, what the fuck is the name of that movie? The horror movie that started the whole, it was kind of like Blair Witch. And even the second coming of it with the ghost that was in the house and shit.
Paranormal Activity. Yeah, look.
It was kind of like one of those movies where...
I like Chronicle. Chronicle's a good movie.
Like, Chronicle was so good. And it was Josh Trank and the other dude.
Max Landis.
The movie was so great that everybody in Hollywood was just on their nuts. And
which,
it's understandable. It's
understandable. Which to be said, in hindsight, like, looking at it now, I mean, Max Landis and Josh Trank, you talk about a cocktail of entitlement.
I mean, because Josh Trank, it's Max Landis, it made sense because he made that movie, but then it's like, when you look at Max Landis stuff that he did after that, you sit back and you're like, did he just get lucky with Chronicle?
Or, that might have just been his magnum opus. Like, everybody has one. You got that one great work.
Same with Josh Trank. It's like...
I guess same with Josh Trank. Got that one great work.
Because the movie that he got out now, Capone, it's getting slaughtered by critics. And I'm like, damn, maybe Chronicle was his magnum opus. Like you said, it's like,
Like, it's like Spider-Man says, everybody gets one.
I mean, and like the whole article was just like, ooh, man. It's one part sad, but like you said, it's like you get what you got, man.
You reap the whirlwind. You reap what you put out in the world, my friend.
Now, just lastly in news, So HBO Max pretty much told us what we all knew. Yeah, they're definitely going to go all in on the production values for that Green Lantern TV show, which I'm like, of course, you better. Shit.
I mean, Birdman hand rub?
I mean, because he basically clarified it won't be on a CW show budget.
Which, you know, if I was on a CW show, I'd be so offended right now. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, first of all...
Hey, Brian, we did just say like a minute ago about Flash, so, I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, like, look, I get it, but, like, don't use us as a fucking derogatory, you asshole. Like, first of all...
Kicking the nuts right there, man.
You're probably only going to be, like, 12 episodes. We got to do 20, 25 episodes of shit on, like, couch string budget. Sir, how dare you? Sir.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, it seems like HBO Max DC content is going to probably be operating like Disney Plus, where there's clearly going to be a movie budget behind it to a degree. So, I mean,
look, if Green Lantern has just like a fraction of what they do on Stargirl, I'm good.
I mean, only thing you're really putting your budget in is the constructs and the green glow surrounding the lanterns. That's about it.
I mean, that's it.
If you're going all in on the prosthetics for the aliens, that'd be dope too.
Yeah, I am curious because, like, I mean, Green Lantern on a TV budget, that is interesting as fuck.
I mean, you're either going to get Andromeda levels of prosthetics for aliens, or you're going to get kind of like the lazy Star Trek thing where all of them are humans except with just different aesthetics and stuff. That's about it. So.
Or we're going to get video game cutscene characters.
That too.
But I tell you this, maybe I'm wishing or asking for too much, but like if the HBO DC stuff takes off, I tell you what show I really, well, two shows I really want to see.
Which is?
I finally want to have my fucking Gotham Central. That's actual Gotham Central.
Oh, and not Gotham, the TV show featuring Batman.
No, I want
and the other bad guys.
Fuck that. I want actual CSI or Law and Order set in Gotham. Like, give it to me. Give it. Pump it into my fucking veins right now.
Where we just follow literally what Gotham Season 1 was, which is literally just street level gangsters. That's about it.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, no, I'm talking about, like, have it set in the Batman, like, fully established, like, but all the crazy shit, but told from the perspective of like street cops.
No, that's it, like the comics, and then occasionally you get a shadow of Batman jumping over the roof, and they're commenting like, "Oh, there goes Batman." All right, cool.
Something like that. Also, I know this is probably never gonna happen because they done poisoned the damn well. But I want a fucking Hawk World series set on Thanagar.
Look, the fact that Stargirl acknowledged the Hawk people, I'm shocked. Because you already know.
Well, they're gonna be in Black Adam. At least Hawkman is.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, look, the Hawk people themselves need a definitely reprieve after Legend Season 1 and that whole debacle.
It's been a couple of years. It's good now. They're good now, right?
It's good. Hey, look, Green Lantern needed some years to kind of get away from that movie. So you're right.
Which, by the way, I gotta lament every couple of months that, like, if they did Green Lantern right,
that was gonna be starting the DC universe. People forget that shit.
Green Lantern by itself could have been an extended universe all on its fucking own. Like, we should have been on, like, dude, if they did Green Lantern right, like, the lore, they could have done so much shit. Like, we could have had the Sinestro Corps War.
Listen,
we could have had the fucking
about the DC movie universe rushing to Justice League. That was a movie they gave us Parallax in the first movie. And he's not even our first movie villain that would come to mind.
Parallax supposed to be like final fucking boss. What are you doing? And look, I knew that movie was doomed. Not with Ryan Reynolds, because even then I was like, ugh. But I tell you what, I knew that movie was doomed. I tell you when I knew that movie was doomed. When they announced that the main bad guy was Hector Hammond, I was like, oh, that's a wrap. That's it. Like, that's what you lead with? Son, that's it. It's over.
Hey, look, as somebody I was only, like, glossing over Green Lantern, I was like, Hector Hammond? Like, what the fuck? Like
that's what you chose to lead with? That's like if you did a Batman, nigga, that's like if you did a fucking Batman movie, and your first fucking villain is the Condiment King. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know, Prime. I mean, I don't know, man. Condiment King and that 89 Batman would have been pretty dope. That's some Tim Burton shit.
Well, it was on Tim Burton shit. Yeah, I can see that. But if this is your
Not,
first
not,
ever
no,
Batman,
no. Like if it was Nolan, fuck no, hell no.
this is your. No, I'm talking about now. I'm like, this is your first ever Batman. But this is the first time the normies are ever gonna see Batman.
Condiment King.
Who's gonna fight?
What?
Condiment King. The fuck?
Hey, look. I'm sorry. You want me interested in this new Batman movie? Go Batshit. Give me Man Bat. Fuck it.
I'm in for it.
Look,
Like,
that
don't.
was how the cartoon started off. Didn't the cartoon start off with the
On Leather
the
Wings?
Man Bat?
Yeah, it
Leather
did.
Wings. I would do that.
did.
Go full like
Go.
fuck it. Give me Man Bat.
Fuck it.
Right
Give me
there.
Clayface. Like, go balls to the fucking wall. Like, give me some shit I never
'Cause, I
seen
mean,
before.
'cause
But
it's
it looks
look,
like
that was the only reason why I liked the MCU Spider-Man. It was like, fuck it, Vulture. That's somebody that I would never expect them to take. They were like, no, we're going to give you Vulture. All right, cool. Like, just go. Don't even, like, because to me, the problem with the Batman movies is that they always go to Joker, and it's like, nah, just go, like you said, Clayface, Man Bat, just go. Don't even do Riddler. Fuck him. Just somebody else. Like, just somebody else that's, like, off the rip, just somebody that's different, and I'm fine.
somebody that we would not expect. But, like, it looks like, no knocks to it, because I am going to see it, because, like, I do like the score. Like, that fucking theme they released, that shit is banging.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I
theme
can't
is
deny
banging.
that.
That shit banging. But, like, it looks like they're going to just do, like, street level gang thugs again. Oh, okay. That's, yeah,
I mean,
okay.
if you give me a Two-Face out of that, I'll be fine with that too.
I mean, like, give me shit.
Gangsta Two-Face too, not like
Dude. Not discount Joker Two-Face from Batman.
Yeah, no, give me Two-Face like I'm flipping the coin and I'm a gangster Two-Face. Like,
if you're gonna have a mob
Brave
boss,
and the Bold
fucking Two-Face.
Brave
Yeah,
and the Bold Two-Face. That one.
if you have to have mob bosses, let it be fucking Two-Face. Like, but here's also my thing, like, I would rather have a Batman movie where he's like already established. Like, I'm sick of this like year one shit. Like, give me Batman like with all the rogues gallery.
That's why I was kind of sort of. I'm probably like small majority here. I didn't mind Ben Affleck's Batman being old in Batman v Superman because he's already.
I mean, I
established.
guess me and you we're on the same boat because, like I say, like I lay
He's already
awake in bed at
established.
night.
I mean, was I mad that Robin died? Sure, but it's like fuck it. He's established. Fuck it.
I'm like, tell your story, because like they use that to build his character and his trauma. I'm okay with that. But like, I lie in bed at night, CJ, bullshit you not, thinking about the fights that Ben Affleck, Batman, and Deathstroke could have had. Like, this shit keeps me up at night. Like, what we've missed out on.
Dude. Oh boy, that was playing Deathstroke is teasing the fact that apparently in the Snyder Cut there's legit like.
There's a scene
of Deathstroke is fucking up people to break out fucking Lex Luthor, and I'm like, I'm kind of curious to see that a little bit. To be honest,
like I have to see it. Like,
but then again,
it's
just gonna piss me off that we're never gonna see Batman versus Deathstroke, and I'm like, fuck, we could have Ben Affleck versus this guy. God damn it!
Like, I lament. Like, I don't even use that word, but I lament that we're never getting that.
Dude, like, look. Say what you will about BVS. When he went into that fucking damn warehouse and fought them dudes, I was like, oh hell yeah, this is the Batman I came to sign up for right here.
That's what I'm like, I want to tell you, like, you know how wide my eyes get? I was like, fucking finally,
Batman finally fighting.
Holy
Not using elbows, fucking fighting. Like, he's like, yo, he's kicking people. Like, this is Arkham Asylum. Like, yo, thank you. Fuck.
And don't you just love how a lot of people are like, Batman was too brutal in that scene. The same people who play them Arkham games. I'm like, really?
Folks, Batman in the comics, and hey, look, and this is why I fully support the memes and jokes. Batman will literally, no bullshit, break somebody's jaw and then tell him to speak and snitch. Because he does that shit all the goddamn time.
Shout out to that fucking thug who got his teeth kicked out when he was eating some ice cream. That poor dude.
Yo, I am all for that because, look, if you read Batman, it is 100% true. Some lonely guy that's moving a crate for a bad guy will get his leg broken and then be told by Batman, speak, snitch. And I'm like, you broke my leg, dude. Like, what the fuck you want me to say?
Like, I gotta go to my mom's bar mitzvah. Your mom's bar mitzvah. I'm in a lot of pain right now, dude. Fuck.
That's why I'm all for the those jokes are funny because it's 100% true. It's like, How you gonna punch some dude in the throat and then tell him to speak? He can't speak anymore. You punched him in the throat, dude. Come on.
You do realize I'm bringing up my digital copy now. I gotta watch that scene. Hold up. You do know I'm loading up Voodoo right now. I gotta watch it.
Oh my god, man! I swear, man. This. Oh my god. See, now I'm just like, oh man. This whole thing has just been just funny all around, man. This whole comic book stuff is just hilarious, man. Oh my god.
And like people just like folks act like they lost their damn mind, man.
I will say this though, if we're gonna talk comic books before we end this and stuff, I will say this though.
Hold on.
What?
If we're gonna talk comic books and comic book,
what? What? Did I miss something here? Did I miss something?
We're gonna talk comics and comic corner. That's fucking crazy, dude. Why would we do such a thing here?
No, you know
Sir?
what? The only reason why I have been like talking more, because outside of the digital stuff, I do want to talk on the digital aspect before we end this stuff, because I'm still like catching up. Because like I said, I know Diamond just started back up, but like I've been like catching up on other books in the meantime. So next episode is definitely gonna be strictly us talking comic books and stuff, dead serious. But a lot of people are saying like digital is going to like completely take over everything, and I was like, nah, it's going to be like how it is now, where I have my option of, much like movies. Sure, I can buy digital the movies, but I kind of want that steelbook in the Blu-ray copy of the movie in the 4K.
Yeah, and it's like, with comic books, you're not just, it's also the experience. Like, it's one thing to say like, oh, look at my PDF files of all these books I have, but it's one thing to show like a long box, and you have to cultivate a collection.
Digital has helped curtail that from me, because I have 4 long boxes and that's it, and I have a lot of trades, to be fair to myself on that. So it's like, my girl's looking at me like, oh, you're not buying much comics. Yeah, it's digital, but I'm buying the ones that I actually want to read. So there you go.
I mean, I wish I could whittle it down to 4 long boxes.
Oh, you got more than me? You got
I have 15?
Jesus Christ, man. That's like how they sell when they do free comic book day, they get the $1 off bins, and it's like 15 long boxes. So damn, you definitely got it.
Well, I've been collecting since I was in fucking middle school. Like, I have shit I've had for like years.
See, I wasn't able to purchase much in middle school until like high school.
And I should know, that's the stuff that I have in long boxes. I still have like 2 boxes of shit that I need to bag and board and put into long boxes.
Jeez, man. You got my ass beat by leaps and bounds. Jesus. I thought I was like 4 long boxes. This is a lot. And it's like, nope. Prime just comes in and it's like, hold my beer. I got more.
Maybe I should whittle my shit down. I don't know.
I'm keeping mine. I don't think I'm going to sell it.
That might be something to do in this post-COVID world.
And look, at this point, the only thing I've been collecting mainly has been like first editions. Like, I actually went to a flea market and I found the first issue, the first New Mutants issue.
Oh, nice.
I know, right? That's people forget, low key. You go to flea markets where people got all the comics and stuff. You might find some gems in there if you dig through it. And I usually take at least 2 hours to dig through some shit to find stuff. So I'm dedicated.
Oh, shouts out to one of my local comic book stores, because I normally go in there to trying to build up my trade library. Yeah. And they usually have good deals, like shit always like either 50% off or like buy 2, buy 1, get 1 free.
Yeah. But going back to digital though, to put it this way, digital and physical are always going to be there, to be honest. I think it's not going to, physical isn't going to go away, to be honest.
Yeah, it might scale back, or it might do what I think somebody said, they might do the smart thing, and they might be more selective about what gets print, or they might do limited print runs.
Like miniseries get trades only, and like the long series might get like physical copies kind of thing.
Yeah, and then like not everything gets a trade, like trade goes back to being prestige format.
It's like limited edition, and get it while it's hot. So yeah, it's definitely a new world. It ain't like the 90s where the shit was flooded where, hey, I got the #1 issue, this is gonna take my kid through college. Good luck on that, sir.
Suck ass, ass.
Hey, look, you watched that Image documentary that came out years ago, right?
Man, not yet. Like, it's on my Amazon queue. I'm waiting.
Okay, so it's like I laugh at the fact that like when Image came out and people bought like like where I was at, I wasn't around like the comic book stores to see like the long lines and stuff, but seeing the long lines when Image came out and they had the number ones for Wildcat and Spawn and all that stuff, and people literally saying on camera, "Oh man, we got the number one issue. This is gonna send my kid to college," and I'm just sitting back like, "You sure
Look
about
around,
that,
you
Chief?
asshole."
You sure about
Like,
that, Chief?"
the fucking logic. Like, I got the number one issue. Yeah, you do. So do the like other 250,000 people in front of you in line.
And and then knowing what happened with the comic book in terms of the bubble bursting, and it's like, and even going to, like I said, even today I go to flea markets. I caught the Wildcat number one, but knowing the fact that it's not that special like it used to, unless you get it signed.
Yeah, like I have Wildcats one. Like, what the fuck?
I like, look, I got X-Men number one. Big difference. I got it signed by Jim Lee. That's the difference. It's worth something now. But versus there was so many copies of X-Men number one, it's like, is it even worth it now? Probably not. So.
And then not just that. Like, I've had this discussion with people, like friends of my friends of the woman, or like family members come over and they like see the long boxes in the closet, or they see like my graphic novel shelves, and they're like, "Well, what comic books you got that are worth like X amount of dollars?" And I'm like, "I'll be honest with you, I don't fucking know." And then and if I do have one that's worth X amount of dollars, it doesn't fucking matter, because you know how much money I spend in a week on comic books. Like, oh, this comic book with so and so is worth $400. Okay, well that buys me a whole month of comic. Okay.
I mean, the only ones that are worth it are stuff like Superman number one or something like that, like action.
Shit that is rare, like that's like limitedly rare print. And the reason, like, and I think this is a crazy thing too, like those people back then doing the speculator boom, like the reason Action Comics number one is a rare and valuable copy is because of its historical significance. Mm-hmm. Also, as well as the fact that they're rare because people didn't keep and collect things. Like, they read those books and they like disposed of them. Like, they didn't give a shit.
Same with Captain America number one. That shit's just as, it's worth, I'm not gonna say on par with Action Comics, but it's worth a fucking lot. But like you said, it came out during a time where people just read it and that was it. Mm-hmm. That's why when people say, if you have a time machine, what time you go back? I would go back to when Action number one came out and get that shit, get like 3 copies and sell that bitch today. Fuck that.
I know, right? And I ain't gotta take it from nobody. I just wait for them to toss that shit out and go scoop.
Hey, rules of time travel. I didn't really fuck up the timeline. I just got the fucking 3 copies of it, you know. And granted, I don't know where black people were at in terms of being able to purchase comics, so that's probably my only hiccup, to be honest. So, I mean, I would even go back in time to get to win the lottery. It's like, give me 5 copies of Action Comics number one. I can get $1 million off that shit. Be done.
Here's it. Detective 27, let's go.
Hold on, Detective 27, that was what?
Batman.
Oh, first issue of Batman?
First appearance.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Detective Comics, how did that start out?
Like a detective anthology book. I think the first character in it was this Chinese guy. What's his name? I forget his name, but I also remember that Sam Bradley was also a main character in it, and it was more like each issue was follows a different character, much like Action Comics. Like Superman was sharing the book with other characters. He was who else is in that book? Fuck. Why am I blinking? Why can't I think of things right now? Why is my mind going blank? Why am I still looking at the screen? I fucked up and watched the action sequence, and now I'm just watching the rest of the movie. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of interesting now. Oh, before we end, I can't wait for The Boys season 2 to drop. That's gonna be dope.
I haven't watched the trailer yet. Is it good?
Look, it looks like it's going to be just as ridiculous as the first season. I
mean, they got to follow up on that damn cliffhanger. They
got to. They got to. They have to, because like again, we were all joking at San Diego like we should all be going to jail for watching The Boys. Straight up.
Which, to be fair, is not as wild as the comic. It's actually kind of
it's not as problematic as the comics. You are 100% right, because the comic is problematic as fuck, and
I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, when they announced they were doing it, I was like shocked. And then when they announced it was on streaming, I was like, oh no, there's no standards and practices. Oh no.
Look, when they announced The Boys, all of us was like, as problematic as that comic book is, yeah, we should, yeah, yo, call the cops on us because we're excited for this. And then the trailer dropped, and I was like, huh, interesting. And then when you watch the show proper, it's like, oh, they eased up on the problem. Like, there's still some, like, fucked up shit in the show, but it's not, like, edgelord problematic as the comic book is.
Yeah, the comic book is like edgelord as shit.
So, and then they're talking about trying to continue the comic, and I'm like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Please do not do that.
Oh, speaking of, so during this post-COVID world, I finally finished watching fucking Lock and Key.
And your opinion?
I mean, it hasn't changed from what I initially said. Like, if you take away the visual storytelling that was in the comic book, the story is just kind of generic, kind of just it's okay, it's fine. They made a couple of questionable decisions. Like, I haven't finished reading all of Lock and Key, but like I question some of the stylistic changes they made to tell their story. But I'm willing to see where they're gonna go with it, because like they changed, like some of the changes they've done, like they've it changes some of the dynamic and some of the character motivations, but like it's an adaptation, so that's to be expected. But I'm just wondering why they made those types of particular changes, if you catch what I'm saying in between the lines there.
Oh, cool. Oh, Umbrella Academy Season 2 is coming too.
Can't wait for that shit. And again, what is up? What the fuck is up with these Netflix comic adaptations? They're like, they take the most wild shit. Like Lock and Key and the Umbrella Academy are like some wild ass shit in the comic book.
Yeah.
But like the shows are kind of like mundane, normie as fuck. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, look, Umbrella Academy was like the last book that I would expect them to do it, but it's like, oh shit, that went over very well, and then we're coming out this summer. Like, all right, cool.
That's because they scaled back all the, like the really weird shit, like the shit that like made the comic book really interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, it still worked. Granted, I would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sounding harsh as fuck. I like the Umbrella Academy. I like the show. I just find it weird. Like, wow, they really diluted this.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know what it is? It's kind of like, it's put this way. It's like, for me, good example. I think it's a good example. I like Age of Ultron. I like what they did with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, but you're kind of like, man, I wish that the MCU had Magneto so we can get more of the correlation with them being mutants kind of thing.
Well, hey, do you think now they're gonna walk back that stupid ass retcon and make them his kids again?
Oh, you know they will, because we already knew full well there was pettiness involved in Marvel doing that bullshit because they didn't have the license to the X-Men and shit and stuff, and they were trying to do. And to me, the gift and the curse of that was that, Polaris actually ended up having more of a connection to Magneto in terms of their relationship coming out of that. But now, after this House of X thing, I'm like, they really need to go on ahead and just connect back Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, even though in this post House of X, Powers of X world, they're kind of looking at Scarlet Witch like, hey, bitch, you fucked us up at one point. So I'm curious to see if their worlds collide on that end, to be honest.
I am interested. And also, we forgot, before we finish up, Ace of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back for its final season. Have you watched episode 1 yet?
I did, and it's basically they're taking the page from Legends of Tomorrow, it seems. And I'm
Is it the good page? Is it the good page or the bad page?
It's the good page.
Okay.
It's the good page. They after last season, when they established that, because they basically did this shit where the previous season, it was basically it was during Infinity War. And then when they got to the point where the time travel shit was getting wonky as fuck, they realized that the new agents are in a different timeline now. So that's the show's excuse to kind of be separate from the MCU stuff proper to a degree now, because they're in a different timeline now and they're trying to fix it, essentially. So we'll see how it goes, but I like it. It's a good first episode, and hey, if this is how they're going to end, cool. I hope, especially with the rumors of them wanting to do a Secret Warriors TV show, that they bring Daisy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into that show.
You would hope so.
Because she's been gung-ho like, yo, can you put me in the MCU? Please?
She been wanting to be in the movie for hell.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to
Tag
play.
Tag me in.
Because you already established me as Daisy Johnson. You might as well go on ahead and put me in the show. That'd be dope. You already got me on the cartoon side. I'm just saying. I'm right here. My phone line is in.
Powers,
we're good. You can retcon my powers to be something else. You don't have to make me be Inhuman. I'm fine with that. That's cool. So, which is ironic. Again, I think we said that in the Inhumans episode. It's funny that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did Inhumans better than the actual Inhumans TV show. So
crazy, right?
Funny how it is, right? And, right? Yeah, very, very funny. Very funny. So, but anyways, next time you hear us, we're definitely going to go full tilt into the comic book aspect because there is so much to talk about and so much to do.
We're going to talk about comic books on Comic Book Corner.
No, technically, we did talk about comic books because we talked about comic book movies and also comic book stuff too as well. So it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Fucking killing me, dog.
It feels like I'm justifying it. Like, oh no, this is all the same. It was just so much. For a COVID, for a pandemic that slowed down everything in Hollywood, somehow there's so much fucking damn comic book movie news and shit. It's like, I would have thought that shit would have slowed down and it would have been nothing. It's like, huh.
I guess they're like, hey, we're still here.
Hey, I can say this though. Bold statement here, but at least we don't have to make up news just to get in the fucking spotlight and shit like, comic book resources and other sites.
Hold on, let's talk about that shit before we go.
All right.
So, Memorial Day. I'm minding my own goddamn business. Waking up in the morning.
We honor our veterans on Memorial Day. Comic book resources.
Unlike comic book fucking resources. So I'm waking up, I'm minding my own damn business, and I get a fucking Google alert, like, when you open a new tab, and I see the fucking headline, Captain America really wasn't a hero, and I go, excuse you, bitch?
He was selfish. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
So I was like,
what?
What? I was like, hold on. So I click it. Wait, hold on. That's my first mistake. So I clicked it just to see what it was, and when I looked at the first two paragraphs, I went back to my Google alert settings and I said, remove comic book resources from my news feed.
So please get her out of here, please.
I'm like,
right now.
Take it away. So hold on, let me get this straight. This man is selfish. He's not a hero. Is because by coming to Captain America because he wanted to say, well, their logic, their reasoning, which by the way is from the now deleted article, because they don't even have the strength of their own fucking convictions to stand by their clickbait bullshit.
Because they're doing what most other sites do, which is essentially news is slow, so let's sit there and say some dumb bullshit in order to keep our site relevant. And I'm like,
and you know what? I really hope the $50, I'm sorry, the $25 that I got you right
25
there.
Prime, I'm going to go ahead and say 10.
All right. The $7.50 in the Big Mac he got to write that article. And the $250 they got in ad revenue from that shit.
It was worth it.
I hope that shit was worth it. So the whole logic and reasoning behind the article was that because Captain America wanted to serve on the front lines, he was being ableist, and that he should have just served in the way that would have been better beneficial to what he'd been able to contribute to the war. So, let me get this straight. So this kid from Brooklyn, he's a selfish motherfucker because he wanted to. Hold on. Where's my notes? Let me check my notes here. Because he wanted to serve and fight for his country in the war and dedicate his life in the service of others. He's selfish.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I saw that and I was like, well, that's clickbait. And the fact that they deleted it, they knew they were dead wrong on that shit. Because CBR be doing that bullshit all the time. They'll say some dumbass shit. And I'm like the one that said Bloodshot is better than Endgame. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I like Bloodshot. I thought it was an okay movie, but even if you didn't like Endgame, you cannot say Bloodshot was better than Endgame. Come on.
I can't comment because I haven't seen Bloodshot yet.
So put it this way. It's a fine movie. It's okay. It does its job. But it does its job. That's all you ask out of Bloodshot.
Look, and I'm saying this is somebody that really didn't like Endgame that much. I'm like, that's a bold statement there, Cotton.
And you watch Bloodshot, it's like, Vin Diesel was fine as Bloodshot. I mean, he did his job. The movie did his job, but better than Endgame.
Look,
I'm like,
there's a difference between being a Quincharian and just being an ass. Like,
oh, that was being an ass. That would be a whole ass on that one. It's like if you sat there and said, I don't know, if you said, hey, Shazam is better than Endgame, I might see where you're coming with that.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you got a
that.
better argument there. I'd be like, yeah, I can kind of see that.
I can kind of see it. It's like, all right, Aquaman, all right, I might see it.
That's your stance. I can look. I'm all for like I always say on Twitter. I'm all for that. Defend your argument.
Yeah, just say Bloodshot though.
Let me see your stance.
And then the Bloodshot, the Bloodshot article boiled down to, well, Bloodshot had stakes and Endgame didn't. I'm like, what stake? Look, and this isn't even spoiling Bloodshot. There was no goddamn stakes in Bloodshot when your main character can't die. And y'all use that as the crux of your argument on Endgame. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. Like, oh, there was no stakes in Endgame because everybody came back. But your main character in Bloodshot...
Emotional stakes? Hold on. So, like... Huh?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're going to present there was no stakes, but your lead character in Bloodshot can't die, what exactly was the stakes in Bloodshot?
Hold on. Wait. So... Hold on. Wait a minute.
This is CBR logic, Prime. This is CBR logic.
But it sounds like that's, you know what? These are also the same motherfuckers. Or you the same motherfuckers who like one breath be like, oh man, the 13th Doctor is the greatest thing ever. 13 writes about it. 13th Doctor sucks. Really, guys? Like y'all.
I mean, look, I've seen you and a lot of other people that we follow Doctor Who that be side-eyed and CBR's take on Doctor Who, and I'm like,
their takes are so trash.
Look, I err on the side of the fans that know Doctor Who more than CBR, so I believe you guys. So I have no dog in the fight on that. I'm like, you know what? I err on the side of fandom on this one. You know what? I'll listen to them. I'm not gonna listen to CBR on this one.
And look, I should have knew some shit was up with CBR, because have you noticed like their real garbage ass like anime hot takes they've been doing recently?
Don't get me started. I watch
like, what the fuck is up with them titles? Like, here are 5 characters that can beat so-and-so, and here are 5 who can't. No one cares. Like, literally no one gives a shit. Like, no one gives a fuck at all.
Look, you can't... See, you can't do anime versus, because the problem is, anime ain't like comic books where there's established rules and stuff. So, like, you can do Superman versus the Void, and you might be able to make a good fight out of that, because there's rules applied to both of those characters. You can't do that for anime because
here's my thing.
It's not even about
rules. It's not even about that. Here's my thing. It's like both anime and comic books. This is heroic fiction. The heroes in heroic fiction are always gonna do over the top, wild ass shit. Like that's the genre. Like that is what it is. Like it kills me. And this is another thing I saw. Like I was gonna go on a message board one day to shit post because it's what I tend to do. And there was like a bunch of threads talking about Death Battle, and I'm like, man, people are really butt mad about. They're really gonna die mad about. Like it doesn't matter. Like what the fuck?
I mean, here's the thing. Some of the battles work the way you expected to work. Like when it was like Batman versus Captain America, one. I'm like, I can see that happening. That makes sense.
No. It's all fan, like, they're a bunch of fans doing fan shit. Like, their opinion is no more valid than yours, mine, or anyone else's. Like, it doesn't...
But like, once you get to the CBR, I'm looking at them like, look, I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper and say you guys just need to stick to comics, but you might want to stick to comics on that one.
They don't even need to fucking stick to comics. They just stop. Cool, just go away. Try that.
Get better writers. That's all I'm saying. Just get better writers. Just
the editor. At least get editors. I'm like, what fucking editor in their right mind on Memorial Day said, hey, Captain America hit piece. Let's go.
Like, I'm not even getting that's another argument altogether on that one. Anyways, folks, we'll be back. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
I'd feel as in, dudes.